we've had our kind of love-in welcome, which is lovely, which is great. I'd like to welcome everyone to our second Pilgrims Café, which this week is or this time is on the importance of play in language learning. And although the focus is kind of a primary focus, this session is absolutely for all learners of all levels, of all ages. This is taking a kind of inclusive approach to why play matters in learning. I'm just doing a quick introduction. We've got three people who are actually facilitating today, and so we're going to start with Leah Luke, who's actually principal of Pilgrims Young Learners, and we've got Stefy and Sharka, who've got strong expertise as Pilgrims trainers, but also with young learners. So I'm just going to hand straight over to Leah to begin, and let's have an enjoyable hour or so all together.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Bill. Once again, just to reiterate, I am the principal of the Young Learners, which are 8 to 17-year-olds. And we say that this is all about play. So I think this is a perfect way to start, where we all get involved. I've got some examples for you, but it's all about if animals could talk.
Oh, that's lovely.
Next slide. So a perfect image. This one can rouse so many ideas of what this little man is doing. Next slide.
It's a cuddle tree.
This is definitely my happy place, hugging a tree. And now this is obviously I've created these slides for us, which are adults. But if this were for younger learners, next slide, it could easily be 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, ready or not, here I come. And they could come up with the ideas of what the little man is actually thinking or saying. Next slide. Now I love this one. I absolutely love this one. I mean, this is me. Next slide. I feel pretty, oh so pretty. It just makes you want to sing. This little animal is definitely out there having a good time. Next slide. Now, this one definitely is one for trying to work out what these two are having such a good time about. So next slide. Hey, sweetie, haven't seen you here before. Seriously? Same face, different barcode. I mean, okay, so these are my ideas, my slides, but this isn't about me. This is actually about us. So the next few slides, I'm going to ask you guys to raise hands and let's get some ideas, just so that you know. If it has an arrow, it's a speaking slide. If it's got the circles, that's the thinking slide. Next slide. So obviously we know, but it's the other one. What's he thinking?
The other one, yeah.
Any idea?
Yeah.
Peter, what's he thinking?
He's
thinking something nasty, like, oh my God, his breath is vile.
Oh, Peter. He's thinking, I hope he doesn't know what I did last night.
I think he might be thinking just about, the fact that, he's going to go down to the pub tonight and he's completely ignoring her. So, I mean, there are so many different ideas. Next slide. Big bully boy. Yes, Linda, what have we got? Linda, you had an idea?
Oh, dear.
It
No?
was actually for the previous one, but I think
Sorry,
this
Lucy.
one would
Lucy, you've got an
be,
idea for this one?
yeah.
Are you a fish or not?
Size doesn't matter.
That's a good one, yeah.
Absolutely. Next slide.
I like your hairstyle.
Obviously forgot the sun cream.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Next slide.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what I was going to say.
You could be saying that for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking behind me. And the last slide. How we feel at the end of a day.
Oh, yeah, well, no. The other eye's better. I love that.
Anyway, next slide.
I love them.
So, as I said, I am the principal of the fun age group, 8 to 17-year-olds. And so we run courses, the young learners, in the summer. And we get all ages, and the ages don't necessarily stand for the levels. And obviously we have cultural differences. But this summer we had quite a young group on our final course at Bradfield, and they were they were definitely the beginner levels, 8 to 10-year-olds largely, and virtually no English. So I've got a short video that I thought that you might be interested in seeing. And what I really wanted you to do is to kind of work out what you think the keywords of our philosophy is, just from this video. And this is what the students achieved after 2 weeks at Pilgrims. Thank you, Sharka.
Hi, I'm Ise. I come from Hong Kong and I live in Japan right now. My favorite food is fried rice, and I think my favorite sport is dodgeball. Hello, I am Charlotte. I'm 8. I am from China. Hello, my name is Christina. I'm from Spain and I am 8 years old. Hello, my name is Mina and I'm 9 years old. I come from Beijing in China and my favorite hobby is the golf. Hello, my name is Mikey. I'm from China and I'm very cute. Hi, my name is Aida and I'm 8 and I'm from Slovenia. At playing golf. I'm good at math. I'm good at tickling mags. I enjoy running.
Okay, so a small taster of our young learners in the summer. Any words that come that anybody springs to mind from what you saw, kind of what you think our philosophy might be?
I think everyone is good at something.
Absolutely.
Can anybody see that? Can anybody see the Paddington on my phone?
No.
No.
No, okay. He's sitting on a bench in Newbury. It's a lovely picture. Can I send it to you later?
Yes, Linda, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I thought confidence
Confidence, yeah, that's good.
and trust.
Absolutely. You kind of pretty much hit the nail on the head. The relationships, the trust, and they feel so secure on the courses with the staff and in the whole experience that they have. So in a moment, we are going to be going into breakout rooms. But what I really want us to focus on is kind of how how did we achieve those results in 2 weeks? What do you think was our focus? What was our method? How did we achieve what those kids showed you in those videos? I would like you, please, to nominate a spokesperson from your group. So, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Anya, would you like to sort of share what you sort of like came up with as to how we achieved what we did?
I think that there was a lot of a strong element of community language learning. With the main principle is the children or the learners are taught the language that they request, that they want to learn, they see immediate application for. So that was number one. Number two, it was highly communicative because they could see it in the particular context, how they use the language that they learn to communicate. Sometimes in class it's too abstract, they cannot see the transfer or where they're learning. And the third point was its personalization, is talking about things that are relevant to me, and I'm talking about myself. And as every teacher knows, the best idea for speaking activities, the students talk about themselves, and everybody is right, but there is no correct answer.
And they could talk about themselves forever.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Okay, what about group one? Who was the spokesperson from group one?
Which is group one?
Yeah, well, that's the question.
We don't remember the numbers.
Group one was
Anna.
Group one was Anna, Dario, Jana Hečková, Marta Bujakovská, Till, Eve, and Zoom one.
Okay, that was our group, but we had quite a lot of technical problems.
Oh,
So
dear.
we weren't able to discuss who is the speaking person. So Till, would you like to talk, or would you like to?
Well, no,
let
I'd
me
like you
talk?
to, because you actually had a very firm idea of what the course would have actually consisted of to achieve that sort of result.
So my idea was that every maybe day they use different activities to find out in what every child is good at. Maybe one day was oriented at drawing, another one they practice building something, another day maybe there was drama. So every day they used different activities to find out in what activities or skills are the children best of, and they feel confident in it. So that's why maybe they felt free to use English, because they felt
Absolutely.
nice.
Absolutely. This is Pilgrims Young Learners is all about working on their strengths and only giving them activities that they enjoy. So there's no point in running a class solely on football when they're all into the arts. So yeah, you're spot on, Jana. Absolutely. And can I get another spokesperson? I don't know what the groups are, but does anybody else have something to say?
Yeah, room 2 was Danny, Donna, Flavia, Gillian, and Tatiana.
Yeah, I think I've been elected spokesman.
I was just going to say that, Danny.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think basically the two things we looked at were the method, which was, the typical sort of Pilgrims method, a lot of communication, playfulness to get them involved. And then in terms of what they learnt, obviously they started from what I could see as low level, but by the end they were able to say their name, where they came from, how old they were, their hobbies, and things they were good at. So again, positive things as well, which is part of the Pilgrims thing, basically.
Sweet. And the final group. The final group.
Room 3, Gary, Lucy, Mercedes, and Peter.
Peter.
Are we Peterless?
It looks Peterless. Oh no, we have a Peter, but the Peter has no picture. Peter.
Well, I can take over.
No, I don't think he's there.
He's not there, or something happened. We talked about relationships. We talked about we imagined the many things that happened in the background.
which is what we tend to do. Games, one of our colleagues mentioned games and dramatizations and songs. Yeah. Someone mentioned songs. What else did we say? Well, we imagined lots of things happening, which is, normally we focus on the result, but to get that result, many things happened. So there was a lot of work from many, many people.
And you know what?
Sorry, and someone mentioned modeling, but fun modeling with different techniques, and repetition again with different techniques, having fun.
Well, actually, all of you, I would happily employ on a young learners course, because you all have the same philosophy that we all share in the young learners team. Everything you hit, I just have to say that a big part is that we try to relax them, make them feel confident, and encourage them to try where failure is not part of it. That's a little bit like our warmer at the beginning when we were doing the animals, what animals, if animals could talk, because they whatever they say is really, totally, it can't be wrong. Motivation, Hanya, you keep talking about themselves. I had that written down. That is, if you have them talking about themselves, they will talk, and they'll just happily, speak. But Linda, you made a point where you said sometimes, I'm a good teacher, but I don't know what to do with the young ones. And actually,
I don't have much experience in teaching very young learners. I mean, like up to 12, let's say. After that, yeah.
Well,
secondary and adults is my thing. But one thing I liked, and someone just mentioned, I think it was Mercedes just now, modeling. Of course, I love the modeling through a character, like in this case, Paddington.
Yeah.
Children usually enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Because they can feel identified. They either know the character or they get to know the character. I know my little grandson has a Paddington pair of pajamas that I brought him from England, and he even refuses to take them off to go to nursery sometimes.
That's interesting.
How much does he love them?
Well, that particular teacher that was being hugged and the kids adored was actually a bit like you, Linda, where at the beginning, I remember walking into the class because it was such a low level for our courses, and all the kids were coloring and nobody was speaking. And I realized that she was drowning. And because she just didn't know what to do. She wanted them to talk, but she just didn't know what to do. So I went in and I basically put them all on the carpet in a certain way. I obviously know what the program was the day before. They had gone to Windsor. So I was eliciting from them where they'd gone and miming what they had done. And so I was scaffolding for them and writing down words and giving it to them. And they were holding it like gold as they were speaking to me, because they were able to say what they wanted to say. They wanted to speak to Mags, but they couldn't speak to her because they didn't know how. And so they just smiled sweetly all the time. Here's a very short clip of that actual situation. So they're, very small, but just an idea of basically the fact that everybody, needs support. And it's not that she was incapable. In fact, she's our academic manager. She was just not used to such a low level. And and it is just so important. Can we have the slides, Sharka? So for me, I'm quite sporty, I really enjoy, when I'm before doing an activity of warming up and making sure, that's my father, you got to make sure you warm up, otherwise you're going to break something. And I see that in all of our classes, in all our courses, before a teacher starts drilling those students or doing whatever they need, let them warm up. So this is one of my favorite beginnings, where like If Animals Can Talk was a little bit like warming you guys up into this whole thing. Can I see the next slide, Sharka? So this is my favorite, because this one is where I basically put everything about me in a cloud, and I then just have the key question forms, and it allows every student to ask questions about me at whatever. To me, this is a beautiful beginning. It focuses on question forms, which is a huge part of their speaking culture. Minimizes teacher talking time, which is something that we're all guilty of. They are genuinely interested in finding out about me or their teacher. It's an easy way to get to know me, and it's an easy formula for them to copy.
Yeah. That's nice.
I mean, we sometimes have some students who basically, when I say, if we have the time and they want to do their cloud, exact same questions that I gave them. And then we have the higher levels who are going to really challenge us with some strange answers, and we have to guess the question. So this is why these sort of things are beautiful. So next slide. So this is kind of what I find, the idea of the warm-up does do. And it's also, it's inoffensive. It doesn't make them feel stressed or pressured. And as I call these all warmers, where you warm their mind out, which is one can encourage conversation, is the next one, Sharka. I love this. You just put it on, you just say, what's wrong with this picture? And they're all like, oh my God, they have so much to say, because they can see everything wrong with the picture. Hands up, they're all excited about speaking. Once again, with scaffolding, we could start by just labeling what is in there. And this could be something at a higher level, a different type of photo that can be put on learners. Next slide. So you have simple ones, and then this is one of my favorites, would you rather? This is a basic one, which is often learned. Twinkle is my big go-to, by the way, to get any of twinkle.com is where you could get all these different kinds of warmers.
Okay.
Next slide. Lots of conversation comes out of this one. Loads of people want to eat the worms, especially the boys. Sorry, stereotypical, but it's true. And then you could go for an older thought process, a higher. If you want one on the planet smile, how would you do it? So I mean, it's not just about the young ones. This could be, would you rather is one that's available to everybody. So I think that basically, as I said, warmers is a big part of what we do at Pilgrims. It's something that during the induction for the teachers, we're very much about children only have, or people have, an attention span of their age plus 3 minutes. I think I must know. And this is when every time they're going to go spacing out, that you need to throw in some little thing to shake the class up.
Yeah.
Next slide. So this is what I'm going to leave you with. So I think that play builds the kind of free and easy, try it out, do it yourself character that our future needs. It gives them the confidence, and it gives them the empowerment to be able to do what they can do, without feeling judged or, you know, right or wrongs. And over to Stefy, because Stefy can explain the philosophy behind what I just said. Over to Stefy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Stefy, and I'd like to thank you for joining us. I'm going to be a bit more theoretical because at Pilgrims, we are all great teachers, but we do have a very sound background in pedagogy and in the theory, so that we can obtain the results that we do. Now, we've been shown what essential tools in language learning warmers are. And definitely a comfortable environment was created because we had fun. And thanks to this, I think this is a very relaxed atmosphere in our cafe this afternoon, because we are not being judged. And we feel this is a sense of community. We were encouraged to interact. We were in the breakout rooms. We shared and we laughed together, but above all, we played with language. We played with language because we were given an opportunity of using, you know, authentic language. I'm so pretty, of using low pressure language at all levels. And this was done by setting a light-hearted activity, we might think, that is called a warmer. Now, I wonder if you can quickly in the chat box write, you know, why you think that warmers are so important and an essential tool while we're learning. To set the tone. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Mercedes. To set the tone. Anybody else? Lucy, to wake teenagers up in the morning. Yes, to feel confident, to start where learners are. Wonderful. Yes. Any more? To get a smile. Yes, Jackie. To feel confident, to calm down after a break. Absolutely. To get them to work together.
Yeah, indeed.
To have fun. So, yeah. Thank you. So, Phil, to see what they are. Oh, this is so quick. I can't read so quick. To raise interest, Anna. Yes. Thank you. Great answers. We're a great group. So warmers we saw from your answers in the chat box are used for group bonding. And this is one of Pilgrims' strengths. Once you're at Pilgrims, you become a family. Small parenthesis, my daughter, who was always at Pilgrims Young Learners years ago, is still in touch with her Pilgrims friends that she made there after years and years. And this is thanks to group bonding, because these warmers help us get to know each other. And they're also a springboard, you know, for the rest of the lesson. But as we all know, they can also be used as revision. Now, we've built trust and we've bridged our learners' external world and what has been learned in the classroom in Pilgrims. So we bridged that, and all the learners have been included. The energy was boosted and there was a positive atmosphere. Now, our learners are ready for English. So the elements of speaking and listening in this dynamic way, well, it reinforces language practice. And the teachers, also an insight into the group's mood and their energy. But there are 4 questions which we teachers ought to ask before a lesson. What am I teaching? How will I teach it? Who am I teaching? And do my learners understand? So warmers need to be adapted to the age one is teaching, and language needs to be gauged at our learners' level, both linguistically and cognitively, and we saw that. And now here is how will I teach? Thanks, Sharka. There is a magic word, scaffolding. What a child can do with support today, she or he can do alone tomorrow. So fundamentally, all learning is embedded in social events. Like here, we meet, we talk, and it occurs as we interact with people in the environment. Now, we draw this social cultural theory scaffolding mainly from the work of Lev Vygotsky. And scaffolding is a support, which is indispensable at any age, in all learning, even in medicine. I remember my daughter coming home and saying, "Mom, I hear you talking to your students at university online and always mentioning that word scaffolding. Do you know that in medicine today, one of our teachers mentioned scaffolding?" I said, "Oh, that's a great teacher." All right, so under the guidance of someone who is more skilled as teachers and engaging in collaborative talk, well, these learners can carry out the activity without assistance. And this is scaffolding. So the teacher needs to play a role. Did you see Leah putting the crown on her head? She was helping the learner move to the next level of ability, that was understanding. So what is the key word here? Communication. But how can we communicate if we've got a strong bond, if we have this relationship together with our learners? The next question is, do my students understand? So we need to Maslow before we bloom, the saying goes. And just a quick reminder of Maslow is that we've got to make sure our students are comfortable, that they feel safe, that they feel loved, they can make mistakes, that we build their self-esteem, and then we are ready to bloom. And this is just a quick reminder of what Bloom's taxonomy is all about. It is a framework that we need that classifies different levels of thinking, which is remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. And it helps us teachers design learning and helps us to promote understanding and critical thinking. I'm sure we've all gone through this while we were studying to be teachers and during the many, many years of our teaching. And as Afra wrote, she said, "To me, my love, the word is teaching." Yes, it's for all of us here. The magic word is teaching. If I take a look at the next slide with you, here is a painting by a South African painter called Porchi. So I'd like you to look at the painting and write some questions. So I have given you 2 examples. One example is, what colors are there in the picture? And the other question is, if you were the painter, where would you draw some houses? Now, the questions are aimed at everyone in the class. For the learners who need more time, for others who have learning problems for numerous reasons, for the talented ones. But the questions are aimed at developing their critical thinking and understanding of the work of art. And there are no right answers or wrong answers. So I'll just give you a couple of minutes to write a few questions while looking at this picture. And yes, Phil, you said, I said a magic word is scaffolding. Phil also said meaningful learning. Right? Why is the door not entirely open? That is one question. Why isn't the door entirely open? Is the painting inspired on nursery rhyme Mary, Mary, quite contrary? Why is the woman going to church? Or why? You want your students to reason. Why are the trees blue? Who are the flowers for? Why has the painter created a circle with the flowers in the sky? Why is the lady carrying flowers? How many angels can you see? Oh, we could carry on. What's the weather like? How many people are there inside the church? Now, all these questions, you might have noticed that some of them are relatively easy. Others need a bit more reasoning. This is why an activity like this is inclusive. It's fine for everybody. There are no right answers, no wrong answers. It's creative. And we are going up and down our Bloom's taxonomy, the why questions. Where would you add some flowers? You've got to think over there. Where is over there? And so we're developing this critical thinking by using such an activity. And now we have seen some, thank you, time is running out. We have seen some answers to what, how, and do my learners understand? So the last question is, who am I teaching? And you know what the answer is? Everyone. I'm teaching everyone. And what is a good balance? We can see from this Venn diagram that playing with language refers to using words and linguistic elements creatively. All this involves exploring language, the sounds, the structures, and in play, there are no rules. But play is driven by imagination and spontaneity. Our games have rules and clear objectives. So from drama to poetry, role plays, and games to storytelling with unusual structures. That's playing with grammar, syntax, digital skills. That is what our dear colleague, Sharka, is going to share with us today. So my message before giving Sharka the floor, the screen, is to have fun, build rapport, share emotions and feelings while playing with language, and learn with your learners. They are our main resource. Thank you very much. Sharka, without further ado, over to you.
Thank you very much, Stefy. So talking about playing and gaming, one thing is that we have to be playful as well, and we have to enjoy the lessons. So playing with stories and playing with content is very important. And I have prepared a story for you that I have done with my students and practiced before. And this is a Sherlock Holmes story that we structured into an escape room. So it's more on the gaming side, and you can see that there are 7 padlocks, and each padlock has a question and is asking for an answer. You will get an editable document, and at the end of the session, I will show you how to work and how to create such a structure yourself with the padlocks. So you will get the link to the document where you will be able to put the questions and hints and answers. And after that, you will get a link to the functional padlocks. So let's have a look at that to start playing the game of our story. And the first padlock is asking, what is the name of the character? So let me stop the sharing. And it's the first game and question practice, as Stefy was talking about the questions and how they are important. So now I am the character teacher in role from drama. So you ask me any questions and I can answer yes, no, I don't know. And you have to guess who I am to write it to open the padlock. So please ask me questions. Leah, microphone.
Are you good?
I think so.
Are you a teacher?
I wouldn't say so.
Sorry, I'd written in the chat. Several of us wrote in the chat.
I am not alive. I am a literary character. Thank you, Linda.
Ah.
I wrote, are you a woman?
No, I'm a man.
Are you well known?
I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a playwright?
No, I'm not.
Are you alive?
No, I'm not.
Are you a detective?
I am not a detective, but I love spending time with the detective.
I need a hint.
Yes, you need a hint. So let me share the screen again. Because the padlocks give you the possibility. So let me go for that. So the character is a doctor.
Yeah.
Linda?
Yes. Are you what's it, Dr. Wilson, the one who's with Sherlock Holmes?
Yes,
Dr. Watson.
Dr. Watson. I love you, Linda, because I never remember names. I'm just horrible at thinking.
I knew it wasn't Wilson, but with W, I remember the stress scheme.
Yes.
And 2 syllables, stress on the first begins with W, but not
Thank
Wilson.
you.
Dr. Watson.
Now we click on the key and look. Yes, we
It
were
was
right.
Watson, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Watson, Dr. Watson. And we go back and we have, so every padlock is a question. So
Every
when
padlock's a question. Mm-hmm.
Yes, when I go back to our presentation, we have done guess the character. And now the next activity, I will put you into breakout rooms, and every number is linked to a part of a story. That means we are working with the information gap. And I really love with my students if they take it as an improvisation or role play, or we can have just simple, quick storytelling. So retell, and you can see that it goes directly to the text. So I will put you into breakout rooms. There will be 4 breakout rooms. So I need you to then click on the right text, or I will come again and give it to you again. Room number 1 will be working with text number 1. Room number 2 with text 2, room number 3 with text 3, and room number 4 with text 4.
I don't know.
I will put you into the breakout room, but don't worry, I will be going around checking if you have everything that you need. So Sherlock got a goose and a hat from doorman from the Cosmopolitan Hotel. They say, why a hat and a goose? And Peterson says, yesterday I was walking on the street and there was a tall man wearing this hat and he had a goose over his shoulder. But there were young teenagers, 2 teenagers. They attacked him. And as they attacked him, he had a walking cane. He turned around and he shattered a window from a shop. And as soon as he did it, I was running, but maybe it was my uniform. He dropped everything and he and the youngsters ran away. So I took the goose and the hat, and here it is. Sherlock said, but now what am I to do with the goose? It's going to go bad. So Peterson, take it home and I will have a look at the hat and I will see. Peterson says, is there a crime? And Sherlock says, doesn't seem like it, but we will see what's happening if somebody calls us or something. So Peterson goes home, and as his wife opens the goose, in the stomach, there is a big blue diamond. And this is what you were supposed to read and the story we were supposed to get. To go on in our slides. So let me share those again. So we had the links to the 4 stories. And now, after that, the groups would say their parts of the story or play their parts of the story. And after that, we would have to critically assess what we could do more to find out what is happening in that story. So we could elicit it. What are we going to do? Do we need to ask more questions? Do we need to find the origin of the diamond? Where does it come from? Why did it get into a goose? It's really strange. We could also write an advertisement because from the goose and the hat, we found the name of the person, but we don't have the address or the telephone. So we would have, and there is a link again to the advertisement. So first the students would be using their writing, their creative writing. And after that, they would see the original advertisement from the story. And we would have another investigation. So in the other investigation of this person who bought the goose and who lost the hat, we would be trying to look for the information if he knows about the theft, if he knows about the blue diamond. As we are running out of time, we will not go into individual activities. If you are interested, I will prepare a session for you, but not at the moment.
No, we're very interested, but just send us some information about how we can get this lovely game.
Yes, because it goes like that, step by step. It's called a structured drama or a process storytelling.
Okay.
So as we go, there are always many people in the story. And this structured approach, step by step, gives you the opportunity to work with every character, because I don't know how you feel about reading a story in a foreign language, but it's sometimes difficult to remember the names. Is it Watson? Is it Wilson? Is it Peterson? What is the name? So going step by step, like in a series from a lesson, so you have just part of the lesson with the students and they are enjoying and waiting for the activities and they know what would come next. You have the time to prepare the characters and to talk about them, to question them, to write for them, and to spend some time. So preparing such a structured escape game, we go to Flippity. And Flippity, and Gillian, you will not like it probably because it's technology. But I will show you just one for the Flippity virtual breakout.
No, I like it when it works, that's all.
Yes, yes. Sorry that the breakout rooms were playing silly game today.
I'd like to know.
It worked when you were working with Leah, but it didn't work for me. I don't know why, because I set it up the same way for 5 minutes and it was not working.
Flippity.net.
But Flippity.net is a freeware. It's a free website that gives you all these games.
Wonderful.
Print screen. I just made a print screen for all the games. So you can have flashcards, you can have quiz shows, you can have random name picker, you can have, I really like not hangman, but a snowman. So when you know the words, you help the snowman not to melt down. And on the far right top side, you can see the Flippity breakout. And this is what it looks like. This is the one game. You can either first go for the demo, and it will show you how it works, that the padlocks will start opening, or you can go for the instructions. And I have to say that it's very, very simple. It is based on Excel tables. So if you just click on instructions, it will lead you to copy their Excel table. And then after that, you can just write your information into that Excel table. So it's very simple and it is pre-programmed for you. So it is a very good tool for teachers if you want to plan an escape game, an escape room. There you write questions and hints and answers. Like you could see, I had the question, what's the character's name? The hint was, he is a doctor, and then the answer. So you will see it like that. You have the clue or the question. What is the name of the character? Then you can or don't have to write a hint. He is a doctor. And then you have Watson. The second one who we would lure into 221B Baker Street would be the owner of the hat, whose name is the same, that's the hint, the same as the street where Sherlock lives. So it would be Mr. Baker. And you can see that you go through the story and you have, in each task, you have a question for them, for your students, to open the padlock and to know that part of the story. After you finish your writing questions and hints and answers, you have to go to the file and you have to go to the share. If you click on it, it will show you share with others and publish to web. You have to click on publish to web because then it is published and you will get a link to the padlocks. It will start working. So when you go to the next website, when you look down on this side, you see virtual breakout. That's where you fill in your Excel table. Then you have options that I don't really use. You can have some extra information, but it's getting more complicated, so I don't use it. And then you have, this is the one, like in an Excel table, get the link here. So to get the link, as I said, you have to publish it on web. That's what step one, that's number one in red color, says publish your spreadsheet. Click on the file, share, publish to web, and publish. Step two, after publishing, you will get a link. So step two, into line 3, you will Control-V insert the link that you got after publishing, and you will wait about 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, step 3, the link will appear on line 5, and that will be your link to those functional padlocks. So when you click on it, each padlock will show the question that you have written into the lines of your Excel table. I will stop for a while here because it's a lot of information. If you want me to, I can prepare a webinar on creating escape rooms because it's really very, very simple. It also only needs a bit of practice. Is there any question so far?
No, it'd be nice to receive that though, if you could send that to us.
Yes, yes. And because I think it is just before Christmas, it is before St. Nicholas, and because we are talking about playing, about being playful, about being open-minded, which is a gift, and being gifted is a very nice situation. So here on the next slide, we have decided to give you a present. And when you click on this gift, you will get an advent calendar, and each picture is linked to an activity. So you how to make these lovely houses. Or here you have how to decorate a Christmas tree. There is a story. Or here you have how to make this wonderful Christmas card. So every day from 1, because tomorrow is the 1st of December. So tomorrow you can start clicking and having activities for yourself or your learner. I will stop the share for a minute.
Did you want to put that link in the chat so people can copy it?
Yes, I will do. Okay.
Yeah.
But Sharka, we also published this in HLT, if you remember. This advent calendar.
My chat's not working.
I will find it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
We can also put the information on the Facebook page as well.
Okay, are there any questions?
No.
So if there are no questions, I will give the word to Phil. So I will go back to our presentation.
So I am pasting it into the chat box.
Thank
the link
you.
to the article, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, sorry to somebody jumping in and out. Okay, thank you. I hope really we in our hour and a quarter we've had the really great message of that play is for all of us, and if we leave our pilgrim sessions feeling warm, then that is a great outcome, and I hope you have felt that. Just very quickly, because I know we've been keeping you a long time, just to say a few words first on the Pilgrims Café, and here's a list of the upcoming cafes in 2025. And of course we will advertise each one in turn. So I hope you can join us for the next 4. Sharka, if you go on to the next.
Yes.
Just a couple of things, as I think probably everyone knows, that we published 2 fantastic magazines. The LT, as Hanya has just talked about, and of course the teacher trainer, both which are free for everyone. And again, you can get the whole back archives of both through those links. And of course we do welcome contributions to our magazines as well. So you can be in touch with either myself or Hanya on that.
And in December, Marta and myself, we are doing 2 evening webinars for IETFL Poland, but I'm not sure whether it is only for IETFL Poland members or is it universal for everyone. Marta, are you there? No, Marta's not there. I need to check, because if it's universal, then we can, for everyone, then we could advertise it on Facebook. Otherwise, I don't see if it's a good idea.
Hanya, usually when all IETFL associates events are, you are able to join them if you belong to another IETFL associate. You should check, but normally that's the way it works.
Okay.
Okay. Just to mention as well, now Pilgrims is very much back in face-to-face teacher training. And we have a wonderful new centre in Spain, in Segovia. And we've got 12 courses that we're advertising for the summer. And again, through that link, if you go to the Pilgrims website, click through and find out all the information. Yeah.
When is the next Pilgrims on Cafe?
That's planned for the 18th of January. It is, yeah.
18th of January.
Yeah.
Gillian, you were going to show us a photograph of Paddington in Newbury.
Well, you can't see it, can you? I can send it to you.
You need to put it in the chat somehow.
I don't know how to, sorry.
Or is it there permanently? Is Paddington in Newbury permanently?
I know, and he's looking very shivering alone on the bench in the evenings.
Well, that's where he came from, wasn't it? That's where the writer comes from, Newbury, isn't it?
Oh, well, I must send it to you. How can I put it on the chat? I don't know. It's on my phone. It's on my phone. I can only show you on the screen, and I don't know how to show it on the screen. Normally, if I don't do it, no, it doesn't. So, yeah.
Perhaps we can find it ourselves on the web then.
I'll send it to you. Can I send it to you?
Yes, send it to us.
Please. I'll send it to Phil. Phil, I'll send it to you.
Yep. Send it to info@Pilgrims, and then we can actually deal with it.
I will. But unfortunately, there's nobody sitting next to him. I wanted somebody to take a picture of me, but they didn't.
No, it's okay.
I could send. I'll get
myself at Paddington Station, sitting on the bench with Paddington there.
Oh yeah, but Newbury is Newbury. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Info.
We should have seen it when we were all in Newbury recently.
Oh, I see. Yes, of course you were, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it in Newbury, sadly.
Oh, it's lovely. The mayor was there. The mayor used to, because Newbury, I've been living here for 3 years, and I really find it very hard living in a provincial town. It's lovely, really nice, but it's not like living in Lille. I was much more at ease in a big city than I am in here, you know. The transport's terrible. You've got to drive, and the language is the way everybody speaks is a little bit. No, it's a nice town, this Newbury. There's lots of going on.
Oh yeah, I did like it. I just didn't see the Paddington. I found.
Oh well, he's there now. I must. Yeah. Yes, I'll send it. I'll send it to your info on Pilgrims.
Okay. Sharka, if you could just move on the slides.
Carry on.
Yep.
Yeah, as I said, we've
oh, lovely, yeah. Pilgrims website,
information about all our courses, and I think
lovely. I'd love to come do something with you.
And of course, we've got our Facebook page, and that's where information will be posted on everything that we're all doing.
But I've never found out after you left, of course, Canterbury, where I can go to things in England with you. Are there things around where can I go to for Pilgrims?
To Segovia.
Story that we haven't got time to go into just now, but we'll
never mind, Phil.
We'll advertise everything we can. So that's our cafe for today. If anyone
lovely, very good.
Anyone would like to say anything, or just as a closing remark, please feel free. But that's us for today.
I'd just like to say that one thing which was left out of
can you put those back on the screen?
Of all our contributions about teaching very young children, is the one thing which was missing is that nothing is wrong. They never make it. There is no mistake. There's just production. Production, whether it's right or wrong, doesn't matter. We're the only ones who think it's wrong, but there's no reason why it's not right at the same time.
That's lovely, yeah.
And
could you just put on the screen again your email things? Could you put them on again? The screen, the last when they went off very quickly.
Yeah, just the final slide.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fine, thank you.
That was my contribution for the afternoon, Phil.
No.
Thank
No,
you.
and I totally endorse.
There are no mistakes.
So do I.
Yes.
I think I was lucky. I was lucky to be in the room with Till.
Also, the answers of the the last activity was there are no right mistakes, there are no wrong mistakes. It's very important that we don't judge, and therefore learning takes place more spontaneously, and so that is a valid message.
Leah, you wanted to say something.
Sorry?
Leah wanted to say something.
Did I?
Yes, you started talking.
It's getting dark here.
I might have
What's it
been
like
breathing
there?
heavily.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Leah.
Well, thank you all of you for joining us this afternoon. It was a fun afternoon.
The
It was
next
very
one will be
enjoyable.
January then. January then, did you say?
Yes.
January.
Yeah. The
Okay.
information will be posted, and
Yeah, lovely.
I'll send to everyone who's joined this cafe and the previous one as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gillian. Lovely always to have you. You add a lot of
Me? I just create chaos.
No, it's a typical classroom. I mean, it would be utterly boring if we all sat here. So
we want
Thank
chaos.
you so much.
We embrace chaos.
I'll say good night to you then. It's black here, dark.
Yeah, it's dark in Britain. Yep.
Yeah.
Dark here too.
Dark here too. Everywhere is dark.
Everywhere's dark.
But hopefully Christmas is coming, so
Yeah.
Yes,
You look very happy
Christmas is
about it.
coming. The goose is getting fat. Where's what's it in my old man's hat? I'll say good night to you then. Yeah.
Thank you all very much. And
Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Live Pilgrims. Yeah.
if we just stay for a little.